Hey friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead, and recently, or today, I posted the lid failure video on the Ball Facebook page. Thank you, my friend who sent me the link for the Ball Facebook page. And I just got an email from them, and I'm telling you, I didn't post that video more than 10 minutes ago. So, and the email says, hi, Our Half Acre Homestead. We are so sorry to hear that one of your canning lids came unsealed. We know how much time and effort goes into canning and regret that the lids did not perform as you had expected. Our fans are very valuable to us, and we would like to learn more about your experience. Please call our Consumer Affairs team at 800-240-3340. They are available, blah, 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 Monday to Friday. So I'm going to put them on speakerphone, and we're going to find out what they have to say about this lid failure. Hello?
Thank you for calling Jarden Home Brands. This is Sherry. May I have your name and address for our records?
No, I don't give out my address.
Would you care to give me a first name and your zip code?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Beverly Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead. And
what was the last name?
Wolfie, Volfie.
Okay, and a Half Acre Homestead?
Yep. It's actually
where's that located?
That is located in Quebec. Wakefield, Quebec, I'm sorry.
Wakefield?
Yep.
And how's that spelled?
Wakefield.
Okay.
I may be recording this conversation for clarity. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, because I did a video on our Half Acre Homestead. What we do is we work on, teaching people how to can and garden and harvest and, all those things. And I had a lid failure, and I did a video on it because there's a lot of people concerned about the new non-boil or non-simmer lids. Now, personally, I don't boil lids. I wash them and I put them in a pot and I just cover them with water from the kettle. That's off the boil. So there's no reason for my lids to fail. And I always take the rings off once the canning has cooled down so that they don't rust in place. So I have never had this happen before, and when I posted the video on your website, I got this email asking me to call you.
Okay.
It says, we're sorry to hear that one of your canning lids... Pardon me?
Was the email signed by anybody?
It just says, hi, Our Half Acre Homestead. We're sorry to hear that one of your canning lids came unsealed. We know how much time and effort goes into canning and regret that the lids did not perform as you had expected. Our fans are very valuable to us, and we would like to learn more about your experience. Please call our Consumer Affairs team. And it gave this number.
Okay. And that was posted on what?
That was emailed to me at Mrs. Wolfie at Gmail.
You posted the video where?
On your Ball Facebook page.
Okay. Okay.
Now, what happened was I had canned apples in syrup, and when they were all when they were all cooled down, I took the lids off, wiped them down, and put them in my pantry. And about 3 weeks later, now this is not a failure over time. This is a failure. Now I do everything correct, because I help teach people how to can. I wipe the rims. You know what I mean? I do all the things properly. I process things in water bath and pressure canners. And when I put them away about 3 weeks later, which was last week, I kept smelling vinegar and couldn't figure out where the smell was coming from. And when I went to make my apple pies for Thanksgiving, I noticed one of the lids was missing. It had completely popped off, and the jar had applesauce. The canned apples had turned to applesauce in the top 1/4 inch layer, and was full of fruit flies and fruit fly larvae. And my pantry was full of fruit flies. So I've never, ever, ever had that happen. I've never actually had a lid fail before. And the reason I was so upset is because there is a lot of question about the new no simmer policy that Jarden has put out. The lids that come out now say BPA free, and the new instructions are we've made it easier. You don't have to simmer your lids. You just have to wash them, rinse them, and go right ahead and use them. Okay, but the lids I used were from last year that I had bought and did not have the instructions on them, and this is one of the lids that failed. Now, when I emailed, is it Jarden or Jarden?
Jarden.
Okay, when I emailed Jarden and asked about the lid change, I was informed that the lids have not changed since 1969. And that all they were changing is the way we use them. But if that's the case, why would lids start failing now? Because I am not the only one. I'm getting email after email saying, nobody's getting clear answers about whether the lids have actually changed. They now say BPA free. Is that new? And if that is new, then the lids have changed, correct?
The BPA free does not have anything to do with the sealant. It only has to do with the coating that covers the metal to protect the food from the metal lid.
Okay,
that's
so
the part that's BPA free.
Okay, has that always been BPA free, or is that new?
It's been the last 2 years.
Okay. So has the thickness of the sealant changed?
As far as we know, nothing has changed, and the sealant is still the same plastisol sealant they have used since 1969.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
The only other change that has been made was the color of the lids in 09 changed from...
And the reply says, Dear Bev, we recently became aware of the questions within the home canning community about whether to preheat the canning lids or not. As part of our ongoing work to improve our products and simplify the home canning process, our quality assurance team conducted extensive testing on our lids. The result of their work is determined it is no longer necessary to preheat home canning lids in simmering water before using them. However, if you prefer to preheat your lids in simmering water, it is okay to do so. There have been no changes in our sealing compound. In fact, we have used the same sealing compound since 1969. This speaks to the long history of quality and performance testing behind our decision to eliminate this unnecessary step, which is the preheating of the lids. As the manufacturer of your home canning lids, we hope you enjoy this time-saving recommendation.
Gold to silver.
Okay. Okay. You heard it, folks. That's straight from Jarden. They were quick to get back to me when I posted a negative video on their Facebook page. So my understanding of it is that the color of the lids have changed, the plastic lining on the metal has changed, but the sealant has not. The compound that they use in the sealing compound of your lid has not changed since 1969. They did not say whether or not the thickness of that has changed. So this is the Mrs. Wolfie from Our Half Acre Homestead saying there is some question about the temperature. If you want to simmer your lids, go ahead, but unless you're willing to take the chance of them failing because you haven't measured the temperature of your water for that 30-degree difference between simmering and boiling, I recommend that if you're going to continue to use the Ball and Kerr and Bernardin lids, that you wash, rinse, and put in tap hot water, not water from the kettle. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.